Hi, thanks for joining us again for another exciting episode of the AcquireFi video series. Today, we're going to be talking with the AcquireFi's Chief M&A Officer, Ken Mack. For those that aren't familiar with Ken, he's got experience ranging from buying and selling small to medium-sized businesses to investing in real estate, precious metals, and blockchain technology companies. He's got a really interesting take on how we can utilize blockchain technologies and bring that into real-world assets. Let's dive in and learn a little bit more from Ken. Hey Ken, how are you doing?
Hey JCCrypto, how are you? Thanks for having me on the show. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So glad to have you back with us today. And, we're 15 days from the launch of the MVP, which it's coming in so hot and fast and really exciting. We got to take a look at some of what the platform's going to look like. And so tell us, what gets you excited about the MVP coming up here?
Well, being the very first platform in the world to facilitate the buying and selling of crypto companies with crypto on the blockchain makes me super excited. So we're not just launching a platform which has got nothing on it. We've got over $100 million worth of deal flow that we will be launching with this platform, with the MVP. So we've probably developed what would take about 2 or 3 years in the space of 6 months due to the size of developing team that we have. So That's awesome. What makes me super excited, just launching in a very turbulent time in history, so many crazy things happening, so many significant events. And this for me is one of those significant events in history, which is taking place. And I get to put my name against it, which I'm super pumped about.
No, and that's great. And you're right. This is a crazy time in history, so much going on in the blockchain, but really it's the absolute perfect time to be launching an M&A platform, because now is when M&A deals are happening, right? As when everything's crazy, there's so much M&A to be had right now. And 100 million is a crazy number. We've been hearing numbers like 60 to 80 deals in the deal flow channel, but to put $100 million number on that, that's incredible.
It's insane, man. Yeah, we have, in excess of 100 million, and these deals are coming in on a daily basis. We've got everything from exchanges to wallets to NFT projects, companies that are generating revenue and income. Now is the best time to be buying these businesses, investing in crypto in the bear market. You buy in the bear market and you sell in the bull market. A little bit like in traditional M&A, we buy when times are hard, when there's blood on the streets, and then we sell when the grass is green. So it couldn't be a better time in history to build wealth.
It's incredible. And like you said, doing this right here through AcquireFi all in one place. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to it, go down to the Telegram group, links down in the description, and you can also join the Deal Flow group, and you can see these deals as they come in. And I love following that group and seeing these new deals as they pop up. It's so fun to see. And like Ken said, there's so many different types of deals coming through the Deal Flow. There's really something for any large investor that wants to get into a blockchain project. There's a deal for them out there. It's really great. So Ken, AcquireFi is going to be home to exclusive M&A deal flow, and it's going to create wealth through acquisitions using the blockchain and digital assets. Talk to us a little bit about that concept of wealth creation through acquisitions using the blockchain.
Well, there's never been a time in history where an investor, and you said large investors, but also we can accommodate small investors that want to invest in a project or buy a project that's valued at $200,000 or $300,000. So rather than in the traditional world, you would buy a company and you would transact through fiat currency. These companies, let's take an example. Let's say you're going to buy a wallet, or let's say you're going to buy an exchange. You can buy that wallet or exchange with crypto through our smart contracts. So we've got to put all of the plumbing together that's required so that you can buy that company with crypto. Everything is held in escrow, everything is secured, and it's on the blockchain. So without having to go through the banks to transact through fiat currency, you can physically buy that company with crypto. So this is a paradigm shift. This is a monumental time in history. This is a revolution.
Yeah. Oh, it really is. And like you said, without having to go through the banks. And so I've got a friend that I've probably talked about on one of these shows before that raises money to go out and buy apartment complexes. And actually, I've talked to him about the AcquireFi investment pools that we're going to talk about in just a minute. One of his major headaches that he talks about all the time is dealing with the banks and the amount of time that it takes to move finances around from one bank to another and pull them all together from all the investors. And he's always griping about that. By moving things like this onto the blockchain and smart contracts, things happen near instantly when the time is right for that. It's such an exciting time.
Well, first of all, the banks are not your friends. And the bank will do everything possible to make your life difficult. And like for me, I love crypto. Crypto is my religion. And I trust crypto and I trust the blockchain because it's so easy to move money from A to B and you've got complete transparency. Imagine trying to move a large amount of money from A to B with the banks. It's difficult. They put so many roadblocks in your way and just make it such a nasty, horrible experience whilst doing a good job at making you feel like a criminal as well.
Right.
So I am just not a fan of the banks. And when I discovered crypto, it was like a light bulb moment, and I thought, this is exactly where I need to be.
No, agree so much. I mean, even something as simple as a wire transfer, especially when you're coming from a smaller town with smaller town community banks, some of those community banks only send out wire transfers one time a day. And, we live in a digital world where we want instant access to things, and funding should be part of that. And that's where we're headed with so much on the blockchain. Let's talk a little bit about the AcquireFi investment pools. So investors of all levels, big and small, like you said, they can invest in real world assets through these investment pools. Tell us a little bit about how the pools will work.
So rather than going through a traditional hedge fund, which can be difficult for normal people, we've simplified that. So with the click of a few buttons, you can invest in real world assets through we call them Acquire pools. So these are investment pools where you can invest in all sorts of different types of investments. And that is giving this is going to give diversification a complete new meaning in the crypto sphere. So, we can talk about the investment pools that can explain what the different types of investment pools are going to be. The very first pool that we're launching is a real company in the United Kingdom. It's a private school, where we are fractionalizing the ownership of a percentage of that company on the platform. So you as an investor, JC, you can come to that platform, click a couple of buttons. Our smart contract would mint an NFT, which will be a representation of that shareholding of that physical company. And when that company makes a profit or declares profitability, so every quarter, the company declares its financials and you've got an amount that the business has made as a profit. So that dividend will be paid out to the shareholders. So those who've invested in that particular pool will receive a dividend back through the blockchain.
And that's an incredible concept, right? Because, so much of us have made a lot of money on the blockchain. There is a lot of money in crypto that has been made. Of course, there's a lot that's been lost and everything too, because everybody's always chasing the next thing with the money that they've made. What I'm super excited about for these pools is exactly what you said. It gives me, someone who has made a lot of money in the crypto space, an ability to take that money without going through a traditional bank and put that into a real world, more structured investment with just a different level of safety in that investment as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. A couple of clicks of a button, you log into the platform, you can see your portfolio, all of your diversifications and all of your money coming in and out. This is complete transparency. It's a platform of transparency. But traditionally you go to the hedge fund and you got to go through all your brokers and all of the processes, the headaches, right, and you really make your life difficult. But we are creating a platform where we can build wealth together with our community. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.
And the other thing that all of those groups do is they take their cuts and percentages all along the way. And you guys are cutting out so many of these middlemen with these investment pools.
Well, that's it. And that's the whole point of the blockchain and the smart contracts, so that we can automate a lot of these processes. Everything is there, full transparency in front of you as an investor, so that you can make up your decision if that's the right investment for you. And you know exactly what fees that you're going to be paying for that particular investment. So there really is a platform that gives that transparency, gives the peace of mind, and makes your life easy as an investor.
Right. So we talked about the very first pool is going to be a school in the UK, which honestly I love. So my family is a big investment family. We were oil field. And one of the diversifications that my dad and my brother got into, they own 3 Montessori schools in Texas. And that was one of the diversification plays that my family made directly, was creating these schools. So I'd love to see a school being the first pool coming out. What other types of investments are we looking at in these pools? What other options might there be?
So of course, you know, we want to walk before we run, but we are planning rolling out a watch investment pool. So over the past couple of years, watches, for example, have become a bit of an asset class. So we are looking at bespoke and scarce watches that over time have been appreciating in price, like Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, and Rolex. So the next pool is most likely going to be a watch pool, a bespoke watch pool, where an investor can come and they can start building out a watch portfolio. So imagine owning your GMT Master Meteorite dial, your John Mayer dial, Daytona, or any 5167R Patek Philippe. So you can own a fraction of these watches, hold it within the diversified portfolio, where you know that these watches are stored securely in a vault facility, maybe in London or Dubai, depending on where we acquire that portfolio of watches. And then when these watches get disposed of, we will distribute the profits to the community members that have invested in that particular pool. So that's most likely going to be the next pool. We're looking at real estate, art and sculptures, bespoke coins, so like 1 kilogram gold coins with the Queen's head on it, for example. We're looking at flawless diamond pools. So, you know, we have a range of different bespoke pools that you can invest in. So just imagine, just close your eyes for a moment and imagine logging into that platform. You're logging into that platform and you're able to see, wow, I've got 2% of a school. I've got some bespoke gold coins. I've got a couple of different watches that I've invested in. I've got a diamond, a rare diamond that I've invested in. Some real estate that's paying out rental dividends. So this is really giving a completely different meaning to the word NFT, which a lot of people have overlooked, thinking it's just a JPEG.
No.
This is the real definition of the word NFT.
This is what it's for, right? I mean, this is true utility to NFTs to hold your place in a real world asset. And the great thing about all of these different asset classes that you're talking about, each one has a different payment structure, right? You know, you've got some that are, hey, buy and hold for 5 years. And then at the end of the 5 years, when we sell that, we're going to pay out the earnings to the pool. Or you've got some like the real estate, where you're going to get those monthly rental incomes that might be paid out as quarterly dividends, or the school paid out as quarterly dividends. So there really is an investment strategy and style coming for everyone through these pools.
Just imagine that, being able to invest in real estate without the headache, a couple of clicks of a button, and then you're receiving that rental income back through the blockchain.
And
like
let's
the
talk
first
about
event,
this. Let's talk about this from the real estate developer's perspective too, right? This is going to extremely simplify things on the end of the business side of those investor pools, because now you're not having to worry about managing investors and things like that. Now all of that is handled by smart chain contracts, and everything is right there for you. All you've got to do is send your dividend payment in, and then that's going to be broken out to your investors. And there's no more legal hassles of, if an investor wants to leave, then they can sell their NFT if they want to leave. There's no more restructuring or legal fees to do that, which is really awesome too.
yeah, we were pretty much dealing with the pain, and we're making it as straightforward and easy for normal people to build wealth, because what our goal is and our vision is to be able to build wealth with our community. Together as a community, we want to become wealthy. And yeah, we're really taking the pain, you know, like you just demonstrated through real estate, where you've got the legalities, the paperwork, the management. All of this is taken care of.
Right. It's so incredible and such an exciting time. And we're so excited for the MVP launch. Like I said, that's coming up here in the next 15 days or so. Ken, any last words for us leading up to this launch? I don't think I'm going to get to talk to you again before the MVP launch.
Yeah, well, keep your eye on the ACQ token, which I'm very bullish on during the bear market. And remember that during the bear market, that's the time to be bullish. Not in the bull market. We want to sell in the bull market, buy in the bear market.
Yep, that's it. Just acquire, right? I mean, acquiring is what it's at. This is the time to acquire. Ken, thank you so much for taking the time to come on with us today. It's greatly educational as always. I'm super excited about that first round of pools and to see more about them as they come out on there. Guys, like I said earlier, down below, join the Telegram channel, join that deal flow channel so you can see what type of M&A deals are going to be on the M&A marketplace, which is completely separate from the acquire pools that we've talked about today too. So many great things coming with this MVP, and it's all coming in the next 15 days or so. Ken, thanks again and have a great day.
Thanks for having me on. And yeah, see you after the launch.
All right.